So I was watching 28 Years Later, and I have one question. I'm kind of new to the franchise.
Well, to answer your inquiries about that movie and especially the franchise in general, let alone the story, yes, England was the only country that was affected by the rage virus. And you know how I know this? Because I seen the original films that came out in the 2000s when I was a kid. I saw the first one that came out in 2002 when I was like 9 years old. And yes, the rest of the world sealed off England entirely as per to not let the virus spread all over Europe and particularly all over the world. And there was another one, 28 weeks later, that came out in 2007 that coincided with this film, even though it's considered as like a sequel, but overall, it's pretty much on the basis that England was the only country that was affected by it, in which case the rest of the world banded together and sealed England off from the rest of the world. In which case, when you've seen this film that came out this year, the people were armed, armor and fast machine guns and Swedish. Yes, they're from NATO in that regard, in that aspect of the story. So overall, yeah, England was the only country that was affected by it, and it wasn't inherently like a zombie type virus, but more like let's say if someone had rabies and become more cannibalistic in that regard. But yeah, that's how pretty much the nuance of that franchise is. And I'm not that old, so don't judge me. I I grew up with horror films when I was a kid, and I seen that. I seen a lot of myriad of movies back in the 2000s with it as well, and I'm not really bothered by horror films. And I seen this one that came out this year, and in my defense, it was good, but I feel like it could have been more. Well, not been more. It could have done better per se as compared to the last one they made, which was nearly almost 18 years ago. Well, yeah, like I don't know what it is. Like lately, like for the past month already, it's been really hyperventilating a lot. Like, I'll take him out. He'll eat a lot. Like, he's fat. Like, don't get me wrong, but like when he relax, like he can't really stay still in that sense. Like it's been more than as per what he normally does. Because when I take him out and when he eats, he just relax and he just be at ease. Or let's say he wants to play, he's not that much hyperventilating. So like I don't know what it is, but I think it's that thing like I told you in private. But other than that, he's all right. Like I think I will be more aware, like if he's severely sick, if he's not moving, or if he's throwing up a lot.
We all know Napoleon, but what is the explanation to the meme, "There is nothing we can do"?
Okay, first off, go back and listen to that. But I just want to explain more. It's just a meme, all right? With Napoleon sitting on the island, looking depressed, and saying there's nothing that we can do. Well, there is more nuance to it, all right? Well, after his defeat in Waterloo and his subsequent final exile to St. Helena by the British, in one way or another, there is depictions and paintings of Napoleon sitting on the island of St. Helena, looking depressed whatsoever, simply because he lost everything and he was banished and he can never return to France. Therefore, he remained in exile to the very last days of his life until his death in 1821. But there is no historical evidence of him actually saying that whatsoever. So there is no meaning to it. It's just a meme, that some kid probably made 2 years ago that liked history, but overall, the overall nuance of that meme has some kind of meaning towards it. Because like after his final defeat in 1815 and his subsequent final exile, during those final years of his life, Napoleon, in one way or another, was really depressed because he missed, France, and he missed his son, in which he never got to see his son grow up in one way or another, to see him or what type of individual he'll be. That's pretty much it. That is the nuance of the meme. I see, and I agree with you, cause I'm the same. Ain't nobody gonna do that to me, unless they want to smack in the face or a can of whoop ass. Good. You stand on business. I like that. I approve. And yeah, you're right. Don't take shit from nobody, let alone a man.
I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like I just can't see my nigga like using the umbrella looking like fucking.
Really? Guys can't have umbrellas when it's raining? Are you that fucking stupid? Come on. Oh, cause it's sassy. Oh wait, it's gay. Oh. You sound stupid.
About this big and took it and threw it at the officer.
Wow. I'm actually surprised that she's sober. Normally, now or then she will slur her words, kind of implying that maybe she has one of too many, particularly with wine. But yeah, the guy that threw the sandwich at the ICE officer, a real American hero right there.
Today I learned that rather than help the Warsaw Uprising overthrow the Nazi hold.
Oh yes, that is correct. Because you see, by late 1944, the tide of the Second World War was turning against the Germans, in which case the Soviets, particularly Stalin, once he was made aware of that, right? Stalin didn't really care about the Polish uprising then, in which case he allowed that to happen for the Germans to deal with that in order for them to take the city right after, in which case thereby propelling the Soviet forces, encroaching in further into German territory at the time, all the way to roughly to the end of the Second World War in May of 1945.